Hello Pisces, thanks for joining me for this moment in space and time here at this little YouTube channel. We're here for the reading for Pisces for September 2019. Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury, Venus, Uranus, the Moon. Welcome Pisces. It's a pleasure to be here with you. These are general readings, Pisces, or even if you're cross-watching for Pisces, you could be here. So take what applies, kick out the rest. All right, that's how we roll. Please set an intention for your reading, as we always ask on this little channel. And I'm going to go ahead and pull a Power Oracle card as we jump right into this. Okay, then we're going to do Tarot. We're going to have Romance Angels and a Poker Hand coming up for our Pisces friends at the end of this reading. But first off, just to set a theme or mood or a tone for this month, to see what's going up in the overall energy, we're going to pull out one of these Power Oracle cards, and here's yours. And yes, with you guys being in opposition, boom, and that deep watery sign, we've got the card of Intuition up here. So a highly psychic month. Those of our Pisces that are watching with clairvoyant and gifts and abilities, they're going to be firing on all cylinders this month. It's going to be very strong for you, and you are going to be getting hints and clues into daily life, yourself, other people, the cat, the dog, everything. Is just going to have that sixth sense is going to be full Peter Parker. The spider senses are going to be tingling through the month. A highly intuitive month for you, all right? And intuition doesn't always have to be locked up here. Sometimes it's a gut instinct. Sometimes it's a feeling. We're born with this innate ability to intuit things, or to be intuitive, or to sense danger, or to kind of be able to empathize, know what the other person is going through, feeling without that unspoken word. So you're picking up on clues. You know, always. Well, what's the unspoken language saying? What's the environment saying? What is the thickness of the air in the room? How does that feel? All that stuff is kind of going on for you in the intuitive centers for you as we go through this month. And so it's going to be nice. It's going to be a time for you to tap in, do readings for other people, you know, have a look, make some decisions for yourself based on what the energy and how your body's reacting to different timelines and things like that. All intuitive systems go, Pisces, and what a treat that is. So I've had your cards pre-shuffle. We'll give them one last flip and a cut. I want to wish everybody here the best in all things: peace, prosperity, joy, bliss, abundance, happiness, health, truth, all of it. Be most excellent to one another. And here we go, Pisces. We're going to get 7 cards out on the deck for you, out on the table, and we'll see how this month is going to roll through. Okay, most excellent. All right, for another overall energy, here we go. You guys have pulled the card of the Lady in the Garden. All right, for our single Pisces friends now here as well, this is a time for you to pretty much open the doors to things and do whatever you would like to do. Your free time, it's going to be most important that you capitalize on the free time that you have this month. As we roll through September, it's almost as if some of you will be feeling the need to maybe tighten purse strings. Others of you will actually be feeling the opposite. You'll be feeling like intuitively guided to like freely give, donate your time, your money, or whatever it is to causes that you support, to things that you value, to things that you like wish to back, right? It's a very nice thing for you to have that balance. So we look at 9 of Pentacles up in our overall energy. All right, we might just be feeling like drawing back in a little bit or taking some time to process as well. Sometimes what can be a bit of a jungle out there, the harsh realities, as it were, Pisces, how you're kind of like going out through the day, you're taking all that back in, and then you're coming in, and then you're processing it, and it's almost like action planning for tomorrow. Each and every day, action planning, and it is a good time for you guys to actually be getting a lot done. We got another 9 up here as well for you, right? We just spoke about like the harsh daily realities sometimes, and some of our Pisces friends could be very challenged as of late, okay? This card is about changing to be able to put yourself in someone else's shoes, to see things from others' perspectives. You'll be doing great at being able to harmonize relationships this month, Pisces, through your ability to become a little bit selfless in all this, okay? To actually have an ability to be like, I know exactly where that person's coming from because I was once there. And it's like, this has the opposite. This doesn't have you being standoffish. This has you like willing to be compromising, or to make to make situations better by just compromising a little bit and saying, okay, you know what? I don't need to stand up for this particular thing. It's not all that important, but I'm going to help so-and-so through this by just allowing them and being there for them while they walk through it. Because you've been there before. You're maybe not willing to go there again. But sometimes you can't tell people otherwise. You can't be like, no, don't do it. Right? You just kind of have to be there like, all right, you go for it. I'll be there to catch you when you fall down sort of thing. But Pisces, it has this nice, double nines now out on the board. So this could be a big changing month for many of you. Some of you could be thinking of changing your situation outrightly, forthrightly, intuitively. You know that there's a need to do so. Okay, wow. And look at this. Judgment up in our creative centers. What do you want to do with your life? I want to rock, right? This is major life force energy, number 20 major arcana, the Judgment, asking you this very question. Make the call on these things. We don't want to just kind of like allow the river to forever perpetually just take us downstream. Sometimes we got to make the call to jump up on the banks or to swim against the stream, to go against the grain, just to like stand up and make a stand for ourselves, and to call out somebody when like you're like, you know what, that's just foolishness. Don't bring me into this. I'm changing for the better here. And if you're wanting to continue down these roads, I'm sorry, you do you, but that's just not for me anymore. All right, and many Pisces are going to be standing in their power in that regard. Very nice card here to see in this position with Judgment. For others of you on the mundane level, this is about making the call to actually start up projects, to pick up the pace on creative things that you would like to do. Maybe you're getting going on, documenting more video or creating more prose or poetry or whatever it is. You just have to kind of like give yourself that proverbial kick in the butt. Intuitively, you're drawn to do it. You want to do it. So where's the energy coming from? This is a point of returning to within, being like, you're your own generator, Pisces. You're the one with the heartbeat and with the breath, and you're doing all this stuff. So it's like, hey, there's some purpose and meaning coming into your awareness and into your intuition about actually doing something about these days and this life that we've been blessed with. It's a major life force energy. You may be feeling it. For others of you, you may be making a call on partnerships, romantic and intimate partnerships, whether to actually get together to be closer or for others to like distance themselves further from that. Okay, in the willpower, yikes. Yeah, hopefully nobody's coming along trying to test the patience of our Pisces friends this month. Because with this Seven of Pentacles being up here, this card lets me know it's like you guys, you are typically very, very patient, loving, and giving. But if anyone's coming along to like sort of test that, leaning on you a little bit too heavy, or perhaps, asking too much of you, or differing opinions that lead to like, debate or argument, you guys are going to be very quick. You're going to be very on it. This Judgment for a major life force energy is very quick energy. All right. So it's like, you don't want to be jumping down people's throats here. But again, anybody that's coming along that has any air of like conflict or anything like that, you're having nothing to do with it. You're like, actually, I feel kind of cleaning your etheric space this month of telling people, being like, stand back, don't get involved, don't distract me. And I'm not saying that you're going to be impatient this month. You're just going to be very quickly to call people out on their shit and say, don't bring that around here. Don't come around here with this sort of stuff. All right. Another major life force energy up in the heart. Okay, we got a reversal on the Strength card. So this is kind of like a further call to action, being like, all right, the convictions of the heart, the intuition, the reality, they can all point signposts to a certain direction of like, Pisces, you should swim this way. Pisces, you should go this way. All signs are point to this, but you're like, I absolutely don't want to go that way. This seems counterintuitive. It seems like there's nothing to benefit me, right? But sometimes the toughest things that we have to do are the things that we do because the mind cannot see an immediate return. They cannot see the benefit, the ROI, if you will, the return on investment. And this is in matters of the heart. So it's going to be careful. You may need to rely on your intuition very heavily about what situations to dedicate your time to and to be a part of, because you may be actually on that super supporting end. You might not receive the instant riches, the instant gratification. You may not receive, or be even able to see any purpose or point in these things, but you just feel kind of guided, like, yes, it's important to go take care of this person, that person, great Aunt Ethel, or whoever it is, because you know what? It's the right thing to do. It feels divine. But karmically, this card is like loaded with karma for Leo, right? Up in the heart. Some of you may just mundanely be dealing with Leo in terms of your relationships this month, cutting ties, strengthening ties, all of that sort of stuff, because this strength card is coming in the position of your heart-centered energies. So what it lets me know, just on these awakening and healing levels of these messages, is like, don't be afraid to get your hands dirty and roll your sleeves up on projects that maybe it's kind of like you are that outside support. You were meant to be there just to really put the added oomph, the added muscle in there to really help somebody, give somebody a helping hand up. And it's tough because, their mind and our working bodies are being like, oh, it seems distracting and all that stuff. So it's about you really making the call. Is this person worth my time? Is this person worth my investment? And many of our Pisces are going to be like kind of positioned with this, challenged with this, this particular month, okay? Interesting with that strength card reverse there. Yeah, some of you guys are really dealing with trouble communicating with fire signs. Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius energy up here as well. This might be the personality types or the persona types or the particular signs that you're needing to use your intuition, being like, I love that person, I just cannot deal with them right now until either they come out of their funk, they come out of their stubbornness, or perhaps you are feeling at a time where it's like you're back to more like feeling yourself, a little bit more traditional or patient. Some of you are going to be calling it quits with fire signs and relationships. This reading is very clear to me. It's like you're almost done. You're almost being like, wow, you're either too much alike in different ways or you're too different with the very same goals. And you could run into certain troubles in communicating with these fire signs and in expressing your passion, or maybe keeping, for some of our Pisces friends, to be able to keep a lid on their passion so like people, like it doesn't reach that next stage level of debate turning into argument, or argument turning into blow up, or blow up turning into like completely walking away. But again, you guys have this judgment card and this strength card. Some of you will be severing ties this month. It's very clear to see that you'll just be pulling the pin on it, making the call, and being like, this is not serving my highest good. Therefore, I am done. I am stepping out. I am stepping away from this sort of thing. Okay? It's very interesting. Wow. Now we've got a reversal on the Fool card up here in the future. So as we move towards the end of September and into Libra season, this card lets me know that you're going to have to be very careful, I feel, over finances. For those of you that are worried about finances and value and creating value in your time and, making sure like things are feeling most secure for you. Keep going back to this Nine of Wands because, intuitively, these things, as you ground them into yourself, a lot of it is coming back into sort of like a bit of a defensive stature or worrying about securities of the future. So just be very mindful and use that intuition throughout this month because there is possibility for misstep. There is possibility for you guys to find a little bit of folly or or make a few mistakes, which is all fine and good. We need to have mistakes in our lives or situations sometimes that could have gone the other way, the unlucky bounce as it were, so that we can find some more strength within our heart-centered energies, or being like, it's not about being all that comfortable all the time. It's not about having sort of the perfect situation, the perfect day each and every day. We want to minimize the amount of days that we have that are like this, but a few could be coming for our Pisces friends this month, and it's kind of an unfortunate positioning of the card to see here. In just saying that, you're going to need to be able to bring a degree or a level of mindfulness and awareness into daily living so that you're not falling behind. And what I mean by this is just like checking in on all of the nitty-gritty, obscure, and very preset responsibilities. These are things like, sorry guys, like making sure your bills are paid, making sure that you've got enough oil in the automobile, making sure that you're running, your checks on this, that, and the other thing, updating your security firewalls, and you're like all this like crappy stuff where it's just like, some of these days it's going to be if it could go wrong, yikes, it probably would go wrong. But you know what? Many of these things you can nip it in your butt, and be very careful about making too big of leaps or too big of bounds, moving too far forward too quickly this month, because Libra season is showing that it might have this tendency to want to set you back a step. So slow and steady is very much, if you have a turtle in your spirit animal guides, that's your guide this month, because slow and steady is definitely going to be more worthwhile to you guys, rather than swimming out into like deeper or unknown waters. You're going to be wanting to kind of like shore things up and make sure that the security situation and everything is feeling tight and taken care of. All right, Fool card reversed there. All right, now we've got more reversals up here from, everything's flipped here. So this is going to have a lot to do with relationships and the other person. We talked about it off the start of the reading. Putting yourself in other people's shoes and kind of like really working on your degrees of patience in other people's follies, okay, and other people's weirdness. And again, for some of you, this is like a falling out with an Aries and a Leo, Sagittarius. This fire energy is up all over this. And you guys are in opposition this month, right? So that being said, with the intuition card up here, some of you are getting a strong look into what it would be like to be a Sagittarius, an Aries, or a Leo, or to have all that fire energy. How you as a Pisces complement it. How you as a Pisces conflict with it at times. And for you as a Pisces, what it takes to be able to see into those areas and see into the other side and back from the other point of view. A lot of mirrored energies, a lot of reversed energy. And when the Emperor is coming in from Source, reversed here, is like saying, like, be on guard. You might have opened something new, Pisces, where it's like could have been a new relationship, new job, new project, new love, and it's all like, great, now I'm into it. And then the Emperor's going to be like, boom, here it is. Now this is the challenge. Now this is why nothing easy in life ever, or nothing good in life ever comes too easy. You're meant to learn from it. You're meant to face it head on. You're meant to acknowledge the challenge within this sort of stuff, because these cards, this spread lets me know this is going to be an increasingly challenging month of September for you. You guys are going to have to be very disciplined and steadfast this month to make sure that your security is feeling guarded and protected, okay? And your patience may be tested by other parties, but these are here for a reason. Because you're in opposition, it's a highly intuitive month. These things that come along that have this kind of like powder keg, like potentiality for blowing up sort of stuff, this is to teach you some of these subtle arts and gifts within yourself about this is how we deal with it from a silent witnessing perspective, or this is how we deal with it in a way that like doesn't ruffle any feathers, but doesn't drag you down with it at the same time. Okay, very interesting spread. September is just kind of like there's a lot of blessings coming in for those that really are able to roll with the punches, and it's like, for you, Pisces, you have that nice ability to be able, I'll roll with the punches. I'll get up, I'll dust myself off, and I'll move on. And that's just part and parcel for how you get things done and that strength. But there's a part of it saying when it comes to relationships, perhaps you've had enough, and you're going to be making the call about these things intuitively. Your intuitive centers already know enough is enough. You're tired of playing the game, or you're tired of being patient, something of that regard, okay? Let's just get a few poker cards out for you guys. So far, Libra is the sign to beat. Nobody's been able to beat a pair of aces yet. With Libra, they need good luck the most, it seems like, and you guys too. It's a bit of a rough and tumble time. We got a 4 of Swords, 8 of Pentacles, a 3 of Cups, a 3 of Swords, and a 10 of Swords up here for your poker hand, okay? That's what it lets me know, right? Double threes, the number of creativity and manifestation, third-party situations. Perhaps you're tired, of somebody waiting to come around to make things mutually exclusive. And if that's the case, it's like, I don't want to tell you to throw this away. I can't tell you how to live your life, but some of you are going to be investigating, getting to the bottom of it, finding out because it's very important to you. Others of you are simply just going to cut it. You're just going to be like, cut the crap, cut the BS, or I'm walking, or I'm out here on this sort of situation. All right. And again, I get it. I feel how tired you must be, Pisces. I feel how tiring it gets sometimes, right? So there could be some changes needed to things in regards to the circadian rhythm and the general push that you give yourself in order to like kind of like we talked about, clearing that area up, whether it's like dusting off the shelves or clearing out areas or just your etheric realm, being like feeling fresh is kind of like the main challenge here this morning. You're well focused, you're getting your work done, you're accomplishing things, yes, but at what cost to self? Make sure that there is more balance there, okay, in regards to self and the other, or getting things done. 3 more cards off the top. Okay, we've got the card here. Wow. So for some of you, you're going to be making the decision or the call. Remember, we had that judgment card up here. You might be entering into intimacy for the first time with a new partner. For some of our Pisces, that's going to be correct. For others, this is about making the call to actually do an inspiring act. It's one thing to have a great idea. It's another thing to take initiative on that idea. Stay protected this month. Don't let other people drag you down into your energies. And here you are, most highly intuitive throughout this month about what you're going to do about this decision. Now that it's gone this far, now that it's reached this new level, are you willing? Are you willing to go the distance, to go the mile? Are you willing to have those tough conversations with those other people about what actually is happening here between the two of you? Or, to open up these lines of communication again? Because it is. Other signs, other people, they get a sense of how intuitive you are, Pisces. And it can cause them to back off. It can cause them to like bury secrets even deeper sometimes, all right? But you guys are coming in this month with a pair of 3s. Unfortunately, that's not going to do it. That's not going to beat Libra this month. But I would encourage you to just kind of like batten down the hatches, weather the storm of this month. Slow and steady wins the race, okay? Remember that. All right. And just to cap it off here, all right, you guys, we've got a lot of cool things happening. Big full moon coming up on the 14th, all right, so that'll be interesting. And then we have the autumn equinox occurring, I think, like on the 22nd or 23rd of this month. So a couple calendar dates. Just as we roll in through this month of September, it's a busy time for many, okay? So don't worry, like big announcements, big projects, big changes, all that kind of stuff. It's like the biggest of changes that are occurring this month. Pisces are the ones that you're engineering and you're initiating. So that's a beautiful thing to have on your side. Okay, nice. And this is what it's all about, kind of. Thank you, romance angels. You've drawn the card of stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. I like how they threw faith in there, right? Some of you are going to be like wanting to cut ties on relationships that have become bumpy or not going so well. And these cards have kind of been reiterating, being like, no, it's worth investigation. It's worth a second chance. It's worth, like, don't, like, do anything too hastily that you may be wishing to do. I can't tell you what to do, but these cards are just kind of being like, this might be worth a little bit more time, right? Sort of thing. And for those of you that are taking the leap of faith and drawing closer, taking your relationship to the next level, whether it's intimacy or becoming mutually exclusive, this is a good sign from the romance angels that it is safe to do so. You need not worry, you need not fear, you need not overthink most of this stuff, but you definitely need to investigate. You need to find out, is it safe? Is it going to be is it not going to be the same old song and dance? Is it not the same old triggers? Or has there been some change in the behavioral aspects of the other that are promoting the relationship in a way that's much more happiness for the both of you? Okay, Pisces, my friends, it's been a pleasure to read your cards as always. Have a wonderful month in September. We'll see you all again in the very near future. Ta-ta for now.